hurry up. I got to go back.
I'm go inside. I'm here with the great Marcellus Wiley. Yeah, in my book, you're great.
I'll take that. Take that. I ain't great, but I'm all right.
How does a kid from Southern California end up at Columbia University?
How to survive at South Central. No, I'm from Compton. I mean, you know what it is? I want my story to be told because it's a story that respects, that never, ever discard anyone. You know, never discard desire, discard talent, discard the combination of both. And I just worked, man. You know, people told me I wasn't going to be anything, and I said, good. The only reason you're talking to me is because I might be something. Why would you sell that to nothing? Why would you say that to trash? So I knew I had some potential in me. Immediately when I was a young kid, I had Superman on my cape. I thought that I had to save my family. And how do you become anything? You just take the next step. You know, when you're running a marathon, you don't look at 26 miles. You're like, one step, next step. And you just continue to build the momentum, and it turns into an existence, and that turns into a result. And that's where I'm trying to get right now, when I'm still in the middle of that marathon.
You return kicks at Columbia.
You know me well.
What is a big guy like you doing returning kicks? If I'm seeing you coming at me with the ball in your hands, I'm running the other way.
I wish you would have ran the other way. Then I would have had like 188 touchdowns. But they actually tried to tackle me, and they did. They did a good job of tackling me. I don't know what challenges are. I don't know what barriers are. I don't know what adversity means. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I'm just looking at like life is like, someone placed me here. I said, thank you, God. Universe, love you. And then let me go tackle everything in front of my path. And it's been a great time just having that kind of mindset. Being a kick returner, I did what I did. You know, I had the opportunity to go to scholarship schools.
Yeah, what were the other schools besides Columbia that you could have chosen to go to?
I could have went to UCLA. I could have went to Cal Berkeley. Those were football factory schools I could have went to and been like, yeah, I played in the Rose Bowl. And, all right, I hear you. I could have went to Columbia, and I could have went to St. Mary's. And I said, why does Columbia want me? Now, I started to think about it, but I didn't understand and really didn't internalize the experience of what it could have became. And then I started talking to my teachers, my counselors, my principal, and they all were saying, I said, I'm going to UCLA on a recruiting trip. They're like, yay. I'm going to Cal, yay. And I said, I'm going to Columbia. They said, whoa. And I registered that. I said, why are they saying whoa to that? And then I started to understand what that meant. And it's an exaggeration. People think I'm smarter than I am, and I take it because I went to Columbia. I'll take it, daughter. You know, if I change my voice, I really sound distinguished.
With some glasses on, I went to Columbia.
So I could become president. You know?
That's right.
You know, so, I mean, you know, it's all about balance. You want to be the best that you can be in whatever you focus on, which is football. That's what I was focused on. But I wanted to be the best also in my support balance. You know, my safety net. What was my safety net in case football didn't work? In case I walked outside and then
hit by a car.
Got hit by a car, and I'm like, oh, God, no more football. I wanted the best of that world as well. And the real world told me that Columbia was the best situation for me. And this is not to discard or undermine any experience someone else had at a big school. But Columbia was best for me, and it's worked out for me, and I'm just loving them forever.
Before you went out and played on Sundays and dominated that football field, what was your typical pregame meal?
Pregame meal? Wow.
We all got to eat, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would always try to carb load. I would try to get some pasta in me. I would always try those little, what was the cocktail shrimp, the little cold shrimp. I don't know why I like them, but I guess growing up broke, they're like, yo, those some big old shrimp. I would say a different word than old, but it was some big shrimp. I was like, I want them free big shrimp. So I eat the big shrimp, and I throw them on my pasta, have my marinara sauce. I used to call it red sauce growing up. You know, you're in Compton, like red sauce. They're like, what? You gang banging blood sauce. I'm not gonna regress. So I'm like, all right. So I've been having red sauce with big shrimp. That was my pregame meal.
Is it true that the Crips don't like using red sauce just because of that?
No, I grew up in a Crip neighborhood, and let me tell you, it used to be so funny being in school, and guys would change words that had a B in it. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, I've been in New York before, Crooklyn. Like, that ain't no city. That's not just.
And people really trip over colors too, man. Right?
I'm on the Boulevard. You'd be like, Boulevard. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I mean, you know, I grew up in the 80s, man. It was different. You know, you talk about the LA riots, between the Watts riots, the LA riots, LA was tough, man. I mean, I'm not trying to act super hard and tell everybody, you know, be nostalgic and say, whoa, I grew up in a different era, but it's good that my girl can wear that, and I can wear whatever I want, and nobody tripping.
Marcellus, final question for you. I'm from Toronto, so I'm a bit of a
T.O. I love me some T.O. Queen Street, Yonge Street, Bloor Street.
It's a beautiful thing. We love our Buffalo Bills up there in Toronto. We hope they play in Toronto one day as the NFL team up in Toronto. My question to you is, after Doug Flutie led you guys to such a great season back in 1999, what was Wade Phillips thinking, putting Rob Johnson in there in the playoff game?
Don't blame Wade Phillips for that. I was on that team. We had Super Bowl aspirations. That was a Ralph Wilson decision. It had to be, because Wade Phillips came into the locker room before that week, said, okay, we're going to start Rob this week. We're going to rest Doug. Rob had just signed a 5-year, $25 million contract that year and got hurt, and then Doug took his job. Okay, we're going to start Rob this week, and then we're going to rest Doug, and we're going to put him back in the next week, the Tennessee playoff game. We all like, whatever. Rob go out there and throw for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. Rob Wilson must have got on the phone and said, hey, you like your job? And Wade was like, yeah, I like my job. He's like, well, you want to keep it? Yeah, I want to keep it. Put Rob back in the game. So Rob did his best. I mean, but
that's all you can ask for, right?
He went against Javon Curse. Javon Curse was a monster. We lost that game. I'm not blaming Rob, but I'm just saying if we had Doug, we would have won that game.